which we're getting back to clearly. So I'm very sorry about that, but that definitely did galvanise it. And of course it wasn't galvanised by, you know, a man kicking a trans woman to death, torturing, raping, setting fire to trans people. It was galvanised by a lesbian feminist from a working class background who's been an activist all her life. That's what galvanised these fuckers. So the two that hurt the most, and I do not take this personally, this is not personal, it's anti-feminist. One was when I was supposed to be doing a Q&A at The Guardian after the screening of a film called, bloody hell, how could this happen? Dreamcatcher, which is about a brilliant project in Chicago run by an African-American woman who's a survivor of the sex trade, who helps women get out of prostitution and does great campaigning and awareness raising work. Brenda. And I know this project, and the sex trade is my, you know, abolishing it is my absolute passion, and there's very little I don't know about what's going on in it, and I was asked to go and facilitate this Q&A along with the director and someone else who was involved in the film. And of course the reason why I'm bringing this up is that the sex trade and the trans issue and Islam, they're all intertwined, all of them. So as soon as they realised that a black woman was at the centre of this very, very anti-prostitution film, they couldn't pick on the black woman, right? Because they're all that intersectional, yeah? So they decided to pick on the white lesbian. It's much easier. And they harangued and bullied and harassed and stalked the director of the film, because The Guardian just told them, no, it's going ahead, until the director had to say that I couldn't moderate the Q&A because the trans activists pro-sex work lot, because they're the same bunch, said that they would disrupt it. So unfortunately she took the cowardly way out and said, okay, then you've got to drop her from the Q&A. And it hurt because this is a topic that I'm very passionately involved in. None of them turned up on the night. The second one was the Working Class Movement Library, because this is an amazing resource. And I'm from a working class background, I'm very proud of that. And they tried to get it shut down. What they said, these trans activists, and there were loads of sex work apologists there as well. Oh, and I was of course Islamophobic and biphobic and polyamoryphobic and fuck knows what phobic at the same time. What they said was that if they didn't stop me from speaking, they would go after every one of their funders and they would make sure that they dropped their funding. And they tried very, very, very hard to do just that. They wanted that facility closed down. And they do this because it's a warning to other feminists, isn't it? It's a warning to other feminists that if you open your mouth and you're not privileged and protected like me, I'm not going to stop doing this, but young women who haven't yet got a career or are going to lose all their friends and their friendship group, they're terrified of this. They're terrified of it, which is why we owe them to not be silent, those of us that have more privilege and have a voice. So I'm going to stop now, but that's how I wanted to frame at least my part of this discussion, that this is about shutting down the actual feminism that challenges male supremacy, and within that I include Islam and the other religions that men use as a vehicle by which to oppress women. Thank you.
I'm 41 and I started writing regularly only about 5 years ago, actually 5 years ago this month I started writing a blog. And I'd always considered myself a feminist, but I'd never quite defined it. And looking back, it was the kind of bell-endery kind of feminism. Basically, I'd never really written, I'd not been much of an activist. And I have to say, it's only when I started saying things that I've realised how much is unsayable. I had no idea until I started writing things what kind of response we'll get. Writing things and making them public has made me, it's changed the way I see all the experiences of sexism I've had in my life. I used to see them in very sort of compartmentalised ways of bad men in certain situations. Some men are sexist, some aren't. But it's all structured and it all fits together. And it's only in seeing how little women can say about their lives, about their experiences, about the fact that men don't get to define all that for them, that really changed it for me. And I would say that in the first couple of years that I was writing, I was very scared of mentioning anything that might be construed as transphobic. I once wrote an article for the F Word when Left Foot Forward decided that abortion was a privileged white woman's issue. And so I wrote an article for the F Word, but I carefully wrote it so that I didn't specify that it was only women who got pregnant. I said that it was cis men, and it was ridiculous. I felt really ridiculous writing it. I feel quite ashamed of it now, but I was so scared of writing about pregnant women on the issue of abortion, and I just couldn't continue like that. So in the end, at one stage, I wrote anonymous pieces for an anonymous blog that wasn't linked to mine, and then I couldn't keep it up any longer. So then, 3 years ago, I wrote a piece about the word cis, and how I didn't like the word cis, and the New Statesman. And so looking at Jenny Murray's article from the weekend, I started it off in very much the similar way that she starts hers, and like, I'm not one of those turf women, I'm not like the bad women, but I just have few issues. And that's how every woman seems to start it. It's kind of like, you know, I'm not going to be like one of the nasty exclusion. And you read it, and now I read other women doing that, and it's like, no, you're a turf. Like, you're a turf. Like, sorry, there's no way out of it. And you know, and that, you know, obviously from that point on, I became turf. And, you know, and it was within weeks of writing that article. There was a trans activist who came, Sarah Brown, was accusing you, me, and Gia of orchestrating some offline abuse campaign.
And she almost kills herself, of course.
Yeah, and it was just mind-blowing, the response. Like, it, you know, that really radicalised me, realising that you can't just say, oh, I have a few issues with the word cis, like, you are an evil, awful person if you say even something very slightly. And then a year later, I had a friend who wanted someone to write a piece of socialist resistance on the issues feminists and trans people have. And it was going to be like a piece from a feminist and a piece from a trans activist. And I wrote a piece basically highlighting two issues I think are important. It's the erasure of female reproductive and domestic labour if we don't talk about how that connects to the body, and the erasure of tracking male violence if we don't define male violence as male. And I sent it to this person, and he went, oh, I don't see anything controversial in that. It's just, you just don't know this debate. And within a week of it being, there was a petition led, and it was all lefty white men who talk about caring about labour redistribution, but aren't interested in talking about female labour and female bodies and how that fits in with it. And there was this petition, and then they decided to put a trigger warning on my article. And at that point, I asked them to take it down, because I felt, you know, I'm a woman writing about male violence and the importance of tracking male violence. I'm really insulted that I'm being presented as the dangerous one. It feels psychologically abusive to me that when you're talking about male violence, you're told that you are threatening people, that you're making people feel unsafe. And I do feel like it's reached a point where I heard quite a lot of women say, you feel like you're going mad a bit. That you know, there was an article a few days ago in the Telegraph saying like, what is it about female violence? And it was illustrated by a male rapist. And it's just like, you just think, it's not just me, it's really, but I really understand why young women are scared to speak out of this. And there have been times when I think, God, I wish I'd never become a TERF, because it's kind of like, it's, you know, sometimes I've gone to feminist events and I've hoped no one realises I'm a known TERF. And it's just being told that you're a threatening person when, you know, when you yourself experience male violence, when you care about male violence, when you're wanting to talk about it, and then it's just, you've said things that have literally killed people, denied my right to exist.
Actual, literal murder.
Yeah, it's
I wish.
It just feels, it's a massive act of gaslighting being done to women, and I think, and it's really difficult to speak out, because still writing, I find that often I'm thinking, oh, I've got to use those pronouns, because if I use